Instead of thinking about protecting against the downside, think about how to unlock the upside.
One thing that I've learned related to executive forum is travel. Go and see the world, see what's going on in the world, learn from different businesses out there and how they're approaching challenges to, effectively run their business, satisfy their customers. And the more I'm traveling, the more I'm learning, the more I'm bringing that back to my business, and that's making our business better.
What's really amazing about retail is the quality of the people and how much they care about the customer experience, but also their coworkers, and how much they care about creating an environment where everybody can succeed. So the best piece of advice that I have, that we've seen over and over, is trust in your leaders and help grow them. With great leaders, resulting great outcomes.
I think that there's a lot to be said about prioritizing the things that you want. This past year has been a lot about finding that balance between career development and, pursuing things that are helping me build a stronger personal life for myself. And I think, being able to hear how other people are able to kind of master that kind of balance between work and play has been really impactful this year.
Something that a former boss and mentor has always told me as feedback, and which I don't think I've fully embraced yet, but working on it, is instead of thinking about protecting against the downside, think about how to unlock the upside.
So one of the things that inspires me daily is young people. And I think the employee contract between companies and employees is changing. The shift of power has been well documented. And I think this generation of employees, especially coming into stores, have greater expectations of how they'll be managed, the opportunities they'll bring, and bringing their whole selves to work versus a work self. And I think that's just a wonderful thing, quite honestly.
What I learned personally over last year is really to take a moment out, how we spend time and really enjoying, the people around us. So I think for me personally, just making sure I'm spending time, going to my son's baseball games, making sure I'm spending time, being 100% there when my sons are speaking to me, So I think being present is probably the number one personal kind of thing that's changed for me over the past year, is just being there in the moment for people. And it's same with clients or customers or, just 100% attention.
For me, I've always believed in integrating my personal and business life together. So I never believed in, well, I don't know about never, but for the last decade or so, I did not believe in ideal work-life balance. I think the concept is strange because it implies that you have to, come into work, you miserable at work, and then you enjoy life afterwards. Look, I believe people need to take time off. People need to spend time with their families. People need hobbies. But I really believe in integrating the two together for me. And I think in the last year, there's a number of things I've done that I haven't done before. One is I started taking my kids one-on-one on business trips with me. So I took my daughter to New York. She's 13. You met. I took my son to London with me. He came to the office, like business dinners, visit stores. They meet customers. And I think to me, that makes life so much better, right? So you become friends with your customers. You become friends with your colleagues. So I'd say that's one of the biggest things.
Every risk you take has a risk-return calculation attached to it, but I really do believe that generally speaking, even if the risk doesn't pay out, the things that happen as a result of that move you into a different space. And I think in a dynamic world, there's enormous advantage to choosing to move yourself into different spaces. I think staying the same isn't staying the same. Staying the same is getting knocked around. I would say that the biggest thing I've learned is a continued commitment to taking risks, doing something, being willing to live with a suboptimal outcome and learning from it.
Looking for innovation out the back of COVID, I think, is going to be important. Other key learning are about how we manage our people and manage with empathy, which is something that we've learned through COVID. It's a different labour market now, and I think adopting to how our employees and our colleagues are looking for us to lead is probably a key learning from my perspective. Listen more than speak. So yeah, we've got 2 ears and one mouth for a reason.